Good afternoon, everyone. This is the Geeky Gamer Podcast. We get together every week, apparently. This week we're featuring Ken, Miller, and John. John will be our GM, or what is it called in
Narrator.
And the linen tapestry. We got a Patreon Geeky Gamer Podcast. You can be the first one to sign up if you want. We also have a coffee. Give us a coffee. All lowercase letters, Mr. Interrupt. Provide music. Couchfire Media provides production. Twarible Productions. Twarible off. Somewhere in the banality of space and time, reality. Well, yes, welcome to the shoe, the really big shoe. John,
Thank you for that introduction. Yes, session 1 of the playtest for Twin Vipers, the first stretch goal of the successful Kickstarter campaign for the Legends of Venice. Last week we did downtime, covered spending of experience points, going through what the characters have done for the interim 2 years that's occurred, and then also brought into view the current events, which is the Duke of Milan, Gian Galeazzo Visconti, I never know how to pronounce that word, Visconti, and his war footing as he starts to march from the central north Italy, south and east towards Venice, Florence and Bologna. I'll let the players introduce themselves. So, Ken, I'll let you recap your character and what you can remember of last session.
I can remember a few things. I used to have a home. I lived in an apartment. It was nice. I was just getting everything kind of together, and I guess I have an enemy that decided to burn it down because I've arrested the wrong people or said the wrong thing. And so I went to find some allies to maybe do some response to that very obnoxious assault on my personal living situation. I believe that I also kind of explored the city and got some dirt on the guy at some point. His name, the person I believe that is trying to get me is Giro Tribuno, which is a very noble, very high-ranking noble lord lit, who's also a womanizer and a drunkard and a troublemaker, and is causing trouble in the streets. And we hatched the very zygote of a plan to possibly get some retribution for this fellow. I also, got to talk to some people on the streets because that was fun.
Okay. Your co-conspirator in this fledgling conspiracy is Marco de Medici. Go ahead, Miller.
Yeah, I play Marco Antonio de Medici. He originally came to Venice as a student to learn and help his uncle establish a branch, the Medici branch of banking in the area. Yeah, he got into fencing though, opened a fencing school, which is running. Last session, we caught up from the first game. See, the Duke is marching. The Duke of Milan is marching. Was it toward Florence? Is that it?
Yeah. If you could bring up the map, Ken, I can kind of give you a vague idea of where Milan is at.
Oh, the bigger map.
No, that one there. Yeah, that's the yeah. So Milan is off to the left hand, just off screen on the left hand side. So he is currently marching towards Po, the River Po, which cuts across from the Adriatic Sea straight across via Ferrara, and then into the Apennine Mountains. So he is believed to be approaching the Po River. So they suspect, the rumours are, because they're coming in thick and fast, is that his first target will be Bologna. That's what he did last time. His plan was simply cut the region off from the south so that the other papal states couldn't support. He would take Bologna, Florence, which is at the bottom, and Ferrara, and then march northwards, and then just take over the Veneto region, and finally take on the islands of Venice. So he's roughly halfway between the N and the P of Po. So he's about, that's the last reports. There was also talk that the representatives of Florence is on its way. They're expected to arrive any day now. All of the city is filling with an excitement. Venice is going to go to war once more. They saved the region last time. They're going to lead another victorious alliance against the villain, the Viper of Milan.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So when Marco heard that, he started to put together his own company. What do they call it? Contractores, kondottieri, something like that.
Yeah, kondottieri.
All right. And he's got some plans. I don't think I discussed a lot of them, but he's got some plans. And then once he heard about Giro burning down blocks of the city, then he started hatching plans for that too. And also in the meantime, he got the letter from the leader who is my cousin, right?
Yeah, Giovani.
Giovanni.
Yeah.
He is coming to visit, and he is bringing the lady. Sorry, my notes are a mess.
No, that's fine. Her name is Fanara.
Is it
Fanara?
But it's spelled like Epiphania.
Epiphania Fanara. Yeah.
There it is.
Epiphania
Fanara.
We'll just call her Fanara for now.
And I brought that up to Enzio, and he said that she's special, like we are, but she's more of like a muse.
Yeah,
she's very convincing with her music.
Yeah.
Bard, that was what I was thinking of, bardish type.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's about where we left off.
Yeah, you two were at your fencing school, off to one side. Served a meal, you eating, hatching a plan. And so I'll let you guys take the lead. What exactly had you decided to do?
Well, Mighty, thanks for letting me spend the night last night.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
I don't know if this Gerolamo fellow, he seems to be soft trying to kill me. Just in a soft kind of like behind, and this threat from the Duke seems pretty real and happening. I'm guessing we should get the city, or maybe the countryside, ready for, defense.
Yeah, I think that definitely takes precedence. But Giro, burning down big sections of the city, that can't stand.
Yeah, it's not very helpful. Maybe we like I said before, we could, do some plotting to get him to calm down a little bit. I think Montenegro would be very interested in maybe conscripting Gerolamo into his service, even though they're mortal enemies, and putting them on the front lines. And a hothead like that might want to be on the front lines. He's ready for a fight for sure. We could convince him of something like that.
Yeah, that would be the best place for him. I think you're right. I think we'll see. I don't think he's going to have any way of getting out of marching with the army when the army marches. So I think an opportunity will present itself at some point. War is hell, they say, right?
Absolutely. I do think that I should talk with Vito Vines and see if we can organize the watch into a platoon of sorts. We certainly don't know how to do much more than keep the peace. We're not a formation marching kind of group, but if we can be of assistance, I think that would be a good place for me to start organizing more people to join the cause of the defense of the city, and then also work with Montenegro, because he himself is a military commander, I believe.
Well, I think the watch should focus on fortifying Venice in case the army meets its end.
Like building some trebuchets and some spike traps and stuff like that.
Reinforcing the wall, preparing for a siege.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, obviously, this is the next day. You're both finishing breakfast. Dorcas, you're more than welcome. You meet Marco's uncle. He's a friend of my nephew's a friend of mine. You're free to stay here as long as you wish. He then beckons you over to one side, Marco, and then whispers to you, Giovanni's here. He's just arrived. Obviously, he's at our house rather than, he gestures the fencing school. So the fencing school itself is a former mansion house, fallen into disrepair, so it's being rebuilt, refurbished by the fundings of the Correr family, that's Enzio Correr, into a fencing school. So it doesn't quite have the same luxuries as a mansion or one of the palazios, but it serves purpose. So Giovanni's currently he explains to you that, at his premises. If you want to bring your new friend along, please, but Giovanni's eager to meet you once again. I understand our character, would you have mentioned the correspondence between Enzio and Giovanni, the letters that you helped send backwards and forwards?
Yeah, I think I would have mentioned it whenever it came up that Giovanni was going to visit.
Okay.
I'd say he wants to have a meeting with Enzio.
Okay, right. No, that's fine. So he has a carriage waiting him and yourself. He then kind of looks to you, Marco, then glances over to Dorcas, and then back to you and says, who is he? I mean, exactly what is your relationship and what does he do? Is he a fellow? He looks him up and down. Well, clearly not a noble, but yeah, does he have some official capacity within this city?
Oh, you haven't heard of Il Toro? This is Il Toro. He helped us. He helped us stop the assassination attempt on the Doge.
City Watch, City Guard, or was he Palace Guard? I can't quite remember, but
the City Guard. City Guard, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I think. I don't want to leave him here. Let's just say he's your bodyguard. We'll dress him up in some sort of garb with our heraldry on it. But yes, we must go. Get in the carriage, ride across over to your establishment. When you get there, there is a group of people milling around. Their servants, travelers, bodyguards. One of the bodyguards you both recognize to be Amerigo Marucci, the guy that you saved in the last story. Managed to keep him alive long enough for Enrico Rossi to do his magic or whatever it was to keep him alive and put him on the road of recovery. He nods to you both, gives you both a sly grin, and he kind of like steps back into the crowd. These are clearly all the servants that the two emissaries of Florence has brought with them. You also notice it's clear that they're both staying here for this night at least. You can both notice that there is a collection of instruments. One of them is like a really large, narrow harp of some kind. Then there's like variations of lutes, primitive string guitars, that sort of thing. So that if it's almost as if there's a small musical troops actually arrived at your premises rather than two diplomats from Florence. As you're brought into the courtyard, into the main room, it's like the hall on the first floor, you are introduced to Giovanni, who, Marco, you know, and a lady who you've never met before. She is Fanara. I'm going to try and pronounce her name just for the sake of it. So, Epiphania Fanara. She's in her early 20s. She doesn't look like she's from Italy. You have network, don't you?
Yes.
Dorcas has got network. And have you both? Because I think, Dorcas, you've got network of two? Yeah. You think that she has an Eastern complexion. And when she talks, she has a slight Greek or Byzantine accent. Giovanni, he is
Does she look pretty fancy?
She does. She's dressed finest cloths. She's not wearing a dress. She's kind of dressed in as if she's been riding. Side saddle or whatever's the traditional way for ladies to ride. Giovanni de Medici. He is Italian from Florence, early 40s. He is, at first, he's the sort of person that you would overlook because his eyes are low, his head's always down. So when you enter the room, all the attention's on her. She has that captivating presence about her, whilst Giovanni is quite innocuous, overlooked. For you, Marco, this is his trademark. He listens first, and then he makes a point or conveys his message. He's not someone to lead the room. He observes the room and then does his thing, which is usually work out deals, plans, that sort of thing. He's a very shrewd thinker, and it's quite clear as he introduces himself, introduces Epiphania, says hello to you, gives you a hug, Marco. Dorcas, you're rushed off whilst all these introductions are taking place, and then hurried back in. You're now wearing like a tabard of the Medici family. As you're coming back into the room, Marco, what's your uncle's name? Because I forgot this.
Yeah, I've got it here somewhere.
Is it not Enrique? It's not Francisco. It's Enzio? It's Enzio Correr.
No, Enzio Correr is from Venice. He's a Venetian nobleman who's took Marco under his wing over the last year or two.
It's not Francisco Fasari.
No. Well, let us know what his name is once you find it. But
Yeah, I'll find it.
Yeah. So he says to you as he's heading you back in. That's right. So, Giovanni is very, very, very important. Please don't offend him. Certainly don't offend the lady. I think. I'm not sure what you two were up to. Obviously, you're a hero of Venice. But for the time being, if you could just low profile and, I don't know, pretend to be Marco's bodyguard in case anything happens. Not that anything is going to happen, of course, but I'll let Marco take the lead. Right, at this point, he then kind of hurries into the room. He then introduces you, Dorcas, to Giovanni and Epiphania. They both nod to you. Giovanni offers you his hand. You shake?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. You shake hands, yep. Epiphania nods ever so slightly. You can tell instantly that they're both, yeah. they're both looking you up and down. And after about 5-7 seconds of them assessing your reading, so to speak, they then turn to Marco. Can we speak in private? You are not the first people that we have met, and we've been here for several hours. We've met already with members of the Grand Council and the courts. But I need to speak to someone. I need friendly ears. So he then turns to your uncle and then says, "Can you arrange a room that'll be where we can speak in absolute confidence?" Your uncle says, yes, of course. Hurries off. You can hear him speaking to some servants. Room's cleared, and all 5 of you are then brought into this room. Epiphania sits down, and she begins talking. Says, it seems that the noble and Grand Council of Venice want to help us defeat the Duke of Milan and keep the lands of northern Italy free from the tyranny of the Viper. But it seems as though they're more interested in how much they're going to get for the gesture. There are voices within the council that are clearly wanting to help, but there are other voices who are asking rather not if and when Venice comes to the rescue, but how much it's going to cost Florence and Bologna to come to the rescue. You can both detect resentment, not only in Epiphania's expression, but also in the quiet reserve of Giovanni. He looks to you, Marco, and speaks up for the first time since being in the room. Do you know anyone that we can turn to? Obviously, you weren't there at the private meeting with the members of the council, but we've spoken to Tribuno, Monacenigos, the Doge was there, but it is... We need allies within the city. We need to... We're more than happy to pay more than the forces of Venice are worth, because our sovereignty is on the line, but we can't afford the time it'll take. We need to know what will be their final price, and we will match it, but we need them to cut this nonsense and get down to the chase. We need Venice to get involved. Every day we are here, every hour we are here, the Viper marches closer to Bologna, and if Bologna falls, Florence will be next.
Yeah, I can set up a meeting with Enzio Correr.
Yes. We may need more. Epiphania speaks up and says, I might be able to help with someone, a lady by the name of Marina Galina. She may be able to help, but she's a wily old woman. I will try and reach out to her, see what she can do. She may be the Dogaressa of Venice, as being married to the Doge, but she then looks to you two men and your uncle and says, "This isn't a woman's world. We have many wise counsels, but we are more often than not ignored." But I will reach out to Marina, if you can reach out to this Enzio, and try and we'll see what we can do. But I feel I am tired. We've travelled all day, all night. We haven't had a chance to rest, and I would like to fortify myself before the next barrage of discussions and negotiations. Apologies for the shortness of my presence, but I am tired. At that point, she starts to rise. Everyone else rises, just as she does. She dismisses herself and she heads out. Giovanni does his best to suppress a yawn, but you can tell he's been traveling for many, many days. And he is also exhausted. There is also rumors. When we were there was rumors of another contingency from the north. A group from Padua and Treviso. What was their names? One of them, Johannes, and a lady by the name of Agneta. This
Do I know who those people are? It's my network, and I am from the north.
Yeah. You all right? Oh no, I'll allow you to. You can make a memory perception recall.
Okay. I will do that. Oh, this is not one of my better skills. You said perception. So my memory says I keep 2
So
dice.
you got memory of 1.
So I have a memory of 1. And then
Okay,
the perception, I have a perception of 3 though.
Okay, you roll 2 and you keep 2 then.
So does that, my awareness
Does
is, does that help?
It doesn't. No, it's recall. This is you. You've been people throwing out names and descriptions. You're trying to remember where you know them from. So it's memory, perception, recall.
So I keep 2.
So roll 2, keep 2. And if you don't, do you have anything in recall?
Where's recall?
It's under perception.
No, I don't.
Okay, all right, just go ahead. 2 dice and keep 2.
Yeah, I got 18.
18. Okay. You don't know about the lady who from Treviso by the name of Agneto, but Johannes de Tezago, you do know he is. You think he might be a kondottieri, effectively a contract general. He has a company, and he's they pretty much contract their services as a group of mercenaries out to the city-states. The north of Italy is filled with these mercenary bands. Venice uses condottieris all the time because they don't really have a strong standing army on the mainland, so they just pay for these small armies to go out and fight their wars for them. But yeah, Johannes is a name you've heard mentioned many times in the various pubs, taverns, and street walks whilst you've been working.
But no, not on Agneto.
No. So, he then speaks to your uncle, and they head off. Obviously they've known each other for a lot longer, and just leaves you two in the room. What do you do?
I'll say I'm gonna wait. I won't say anything until they leave because I don't think that's my place to talk. But once they leave, Marco, I think I heard about that Johannes. He's a mercenary, and I may have some contacts with him in the north. I don't know what they were talking about necessarily, but I do have some connections in the city to the, I bet we could conscript more folk with the night watch from each of the sedestries, and we could probably talk to my mentor, because they all seem to go to him and gain in some more folks, and I don't think they're shining amazing fighters, but
yeah. Well, I think anyone can help. I've also got the guys from the school, of course, recruiting. We're going to need supply lines also. A war doesn't just march on the sword.
Yeah, I think they might be better at the supply side of things. Unfortunately, I think they might be taken from the supply side of things, some of these folks.
Well, as long as they can, do their part for the military.
Where do you go? Who do you see?
Well, I was going to write a letter to Enzio requesting a meeting, but I could go over there either way.
Yep, a lot quicker. Okay. Dorcas,
Yeah, I'd
what
probably
do you do in the meantime?
go see Enrico, unless I need to
Okay.
follow Marco.
It's entirely up to you.
Well, Marco, are you feeling pretty comfortable in your own scan? Are you good?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, maybe I'll go see Vito, see if I can get some folks from this local city street and then move over to Enrico after. And I tell Marco that. And then I guess I'll be back here later.
Or you can meet me at the school later.
Yeah,
this
I'll meet you.
afternoon.
Yeah, I think that seems maybe more appropriate.
Okay. Right. So you head off to the Cora mansion, for want of a better word. He welcomes you in and says, greetings. No doubt you have met with your cousin. I understand he had some difficulties in communication in a meeting he had with members of the council. And would this be the reason why you are here?
Yes, I did meet with him and Epiphania.
Okay.
And they wanted to request a meeting. They were looking for any other. They did express how non-productive their earlier meeting with the council was, and they wanted to set up a meeting with you and with Marina.
Unfortunately, I will not be able to attend such a meeting, but I can trust you to speak on my behalf. Giovanni must at least appreciate that if you have something others want, you want to charge as high a price as possible. Otherwise, you will be selling yourself short. It is our way to simply push. We'll get what we can, and we will be there. We will march. But until he is willing to offer a lot more than the scant resources that he has already promised, he cannot expect the full might of the Republic to fall upon Milan like we did last time. However, there is a gentleman in the city. A man by the name of Johannes de Tizago. He is a up-and-coming general. He has a small company, but he is willing to. He is more than capable to get men to flock to his banner. He is a charismatic young man. He may be able to. He gets a piece of paper, scribbles an address down, and says, "This is where a lady from Treviso is staying. Her name is." Agneta Fozzetta. She is the wife of the Lord of Treviso. She is like us. Oh, like you. She has been initiated. And she serves the lady of Padua. A powerful lady by the name of Carola. She's come here because the threat of war means that the walls of her city and the cities of Padua and Treviso needs bolstering. So, ironically, she's the reason why we desire to press Giovanni for more funds. The irony is, if we can get him to pay for the walls, then we can more than happily march the war against Milan. But we need to bolster our territories to the north, and the de Medici bank can more than afford to pay to cover the costs for the walls. This is where she's staying. This is where Johannes will be staying as well. Bring them to the meeting. I think they will be most intrigued with whatever Giovanni can offer. Effectively cut out the middlemen, such as ourselves in Venice. Yes, seek her out and speak on my behalf. Give them everything that they want. The Florentine representatives, give them everything that they want, except the army of Venice. We will not march until they have reached the price that we have already offered them. To accept any lower would make Venice look weak. I know this will be hard for you, being a Florentine, but Florence is as much a rival as they are a neighbour, and if not Milan, there will be another enemy. There is always a threat in these lands.
Okay, I understand.
Okay. Dorcas, when you head out, you head over, meet Vito. There is, as you're walking through the streets, the canals, going across the bridges towards the Night Watch house. Everyone knows that the representatives from Florence has arrived. There are now rumours that Milan has actually reached the River Po, and they could march upon Bologna within a fortnight. Everyone is shocked by how fast the Milanese army has covered so much territory in such a short period of time. There is a mixture of panic, because people can remember how close it got to over a decade ago when the Duke of Milan marched. People are also enthusiastic about joining. But the third thing that you pick up on as you're passing through Venice is everyone is puzzled by how reluctant the Grand Council is to join. And it takes you about an hour and a half to get from not so much the distance to cover, but the fact that every street is packed, everyone is out. It's almost as if everyone has finished work and they're talking. People are they're not going anywhere, so you're having to push your way through. And so by the time you get there, it's almost as if the rumours and the gossip and the talk follows you. And the puzzlement of, well, why are we not marching? We need to march now. Soon evolves into, yeah, the Florentines are not paying. Yeah, we hold out, we get a better price, and we still win. Yeah, there's plenty of time, and you can almost see the cynicism in the Venetian people, where it starts off with panic, and it slowly turns around to, yeah, it's fine. He's not moving that quickly. Yeah, Venice is built on money. Everyone knows, and Bologna is a long, long way, and Florence is even further. So, who knows? So, you get to Vito's. He is there. There's a couple of other captains there. You're welcomed in. It's clear that they were talking about the city watch. As you enter, they go quiet, and Vito welcomes you in and says, Vito, I was beginning to be worried with your residence being burnt down. We've been looking for you. No one knows where you've been, but it's good to see that you're safe. Very good.
Yeah, as you can see, I had to change my clothing. I was fortunate to get a nice noble family to take me in and put me up for the night.
That gets a lot of raised eyebrows.
Yeah, I was not expecting it myself, but I always appreciate the kindness of strangers.
One of them chirps up and says, "Well, I think that's why they're called nobles."
Yeah, that's true. Well, I was in a meeting earlier today and overheard some news. I think that there's a lot of discussion on the streets about people being nervous about the Duke heading our way, but like it's kind of going into complacency as well. It's very strange. Like they're worried that the Florentines won't pay, and it's I think that we might be in trouble if too much of this misinformation gets out, as they would call it. And I think we should be trying to quell some of the worries, but also get people motivated to maybe start preparing, because the Duke is coming. There's no question of that.
There is a mixture of responses. One of the captains shrugs and says, "He'll never reach Venice. He'll be stopped. He was stopped last time. He stretches himself too far." Another person says, we could easily. We do need to march out, don't we? But we can't. If we all march out, then the city will fall into chaos. The villainy within our streets. We can't think to leave Venice unprotected. Oh, no, we can't do that. The next guy.
I agree with both of you folks, you fine folks. I think what we do is we prepare, and we see where the coin takes us, and a lot of ways coin really motivates people. And I think I ran across a couple of folks that are willing to give us some money to bankroll the situation. I think that if we take some of our officers and they know kind of the right places to go, we can get the word out and maybe plan an infrastructure of sorts to at least be moving towards to where if the Duke does attack the city, we're prepared. Or if we need to march out, if they're vulnerable, we're also prepared. So either way, we'll be fine. But we can't just be gossip queens about this whole thing. We really need to make a plan, and I think that the powers that be in the city are starting that plan, and it's just we need to be the mouth for the people to keep civil rest and to get people motivated to doing some helpful things, constructive things, really.
One of the captains who's been quiet so far, he's almost as old as Vito. If Vito's the oldest one there, he's very close to retirement, as discussed during downtime. He looks to you. This guy looks to you and says, "What are you talking about?" In as short, little words as possible. What are you driving at? Are you suggesting that we plan the army? We are the Night's Watch. We are the city guard. We walk the streets. We have no walls. This is Venice. We are in the middle of a lagoon. Armies of thousands of enemies have died in the lagoon.
Absolutely. I'm just saying that if we get the infrastructure in place, if we can be so supportive and get our streets kind of everybody prepared and knowing what they need to know to do instead of just willy-nilly doing whatever they're gonna do. So my idea is that we get the fishermen to take the fish to one particular part of the city and distribute it in the right way and make sure that if we need carts to go out and fish to go out, follow an army.
Vito, you can see this captain, like he's going red, and the more you talk, he looks as though he's going to punch someone, and it's your captain, Vito. So Dorcas, I think we can have this conversation in private, but while you're here, we, the captains, we have been discussing what is needed for the chaos that will no doubt occur. And I guess what you've been saying is similar to what we're used to. But there's been talk of many of the City Watch want to head off march to the west, as they did last time, but we can't allow them. The City Watch needs to be here. If the City Watch disperses and our numbers are reduced, then crime will increase. Criminals, the underbelly of the city, will see it as an opportunity to take advantage of everything that's going on. But we can talk later. It's just I would like you to spread the word to everyone within your group, everyone beneath you, just to let them know that they cannot join any force that would be marching west. Do you understand?
I do understand. I think that's a good idea. We definitely need to protect the city, but if a large percentage of the population goes marching out, then there will be less people in the city to have to watch. And as well as some of those nobles, they're the causes of some of those problems, and I'm sure they're going to be first in line to volunteer to protect the city.
The red-faced captain scowls at you. I mean, you're easily a head taller than him. The way that he looks at you, Right. What is your resolve?
I don't know if I have any resolve.
It is a defensive trait. It's under influence.
Okay. Yeah, I got a resolve of 1. But an influence of 3.
Right. No, he's socially attacking you. So you've got a resolve of 1, so that'll be -5. So as you're talking, you can pick up cues from Vito, who just because he can't talk because you're talking, with his eyes, you can work out that he's willing you to stop talking. And the moment you suggest that the majority of the troubles of the city is actually down to the nobles, he kind of, if he could, he'd face palm. So, if you can, just like in physical combat, you can use the scenario, you can use the environment around you to boost your defense. So at the moment, you've got -5. Based on what I've just explained to you, how would you use the situation around you to weaken his attack? This captain, he's ready to boil, and his eyes are slowly boring through your very body, into your very soul.
Well, I would use my, I guess, my interaction and my charm.
No.
Or is that not correct? Or
No, this is like a static. So I'm going to roll for him. You and his tally is reduced by your resolve, but as a defense, you can try and increase your resolve by using your environment around you. Not like how in Dreadlaw.
I'm wearing a noble outfit, so I got a little protection because I got a noble clearly backing me a little bit. And I didn't say that it was the nobles were mostly of the fault. I said that sometimes, nobles.
Yes.
And I would say that I might be thinking of one particular family that has been problematic.
Okay. You kind of, so you can feel him looking at you, and you kind of puff out your chest to show off the heraldry on your tabard that you've borrowed. Right. Okay. So I'll give you an extra -10. So whatever he rolls, I'm going to take off -15. But he's looking at you with the eyes of someone who has spent his entire life staring down people on the verge of killing him, of disciplining and turning scumbags into city guard, breaking the most indomitable wills, that sort of thing. Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. You got 25. You stop mid-sentence as I said, your head above him, height-wise, but it's almost as if your father or your adopted father is telling you off, and you're 12. He stares at you with such a granite gaze that you simply stop talking, and you feel like the reprimand is almost physical. He hasn't said a word, but he just stares at you.
So he rolled a 25 -15, so that would be a 10, wouldn't it?
No, he rolled 40.
A 40.
He rolled,
so that's a success.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah. So you're kind of stunned. This feeling of stun lasts for just the scene.
I would like to say that I did just protect a noble from being murdered.
You said nothing. Yep.
Oh.
That's the social attack. You are terrified of this guy.
Okay.
Just by his, yeah. As I say, he's looked through your body into your soul, and he's found the child inside you, and you're thinking, "Fuck!" Not even Vito, who trained you, has scared you as much as this guy has.
Right on.
His face is—he's still flustered, red. Vito stands, puts his hand on this guy's chest. It's right. Okay, Rego, we'll dismiss this meeting, and we can talk later. And at that point, all the other captains, there's 2 other captains there, and they look as terrified as you. Rhaego's face is still red. He kind of remembers himself. Yes, Vito, we'll discuss this matter another time. He looks at the other captains, and then looks straight past towards you, towards the doorway, and he leaves. And the other 2 captains head out. Right behind him.
As he leaves, can I detect magic presence with my soul?
All you know is that you can detect heat.
Yeah.
You don't know if that would
Does he
detect.
seem hotter than, say, like normal people, or colder in a weird way?
Right. No. Go ahead. So magic's simple basic system. You got soul of 2, so you roll 4 dice using detect element. So you would keep 1 dice, so that's your element. You have no affinities, which is the same as expertise. So roll 4, keep 1 dice. If you get any 10s, keep them automatically. If you roll any 1s, discard them.
Okay, I got 9.
Yeah. No,
That's a failure.
He is just hot and bothered.
Yeah.
And he heads out. The moment he leaves, that feeling that he invoked in you goes, and Vito also physically calms down, and he sits and goes, "Shh."
What was his name again? I don't think he liked me very much.
Rhaego is a force of nature. Let us just say that. Yeah. Right. So, sit down. He gets you a drink, just to soothe your nerves. I mean, the effect is the effect from the social attack is now gone. It only lasts for the scene. Scene's finished. You're back to normal. Gets you a drink. He gets himself a drink, and then gets you and himself a stiff drink as you talk. So, what does he have in mind? And what can you tell me about exactly? I mean, who do you believe's burnt down that tenement block?
Well, I don't know for certain, but it seems like some of my informants have been beaten up, and I've been accused of. I think it's that fellow we rearrested from the Tribuno family a while back. Tapolo, or no, Tribuno. Yeah, it is Tribuno. I get them mixed up sometimes. They sound similar. I think it's Gerolamo. You know how he's always causing a bit. I think that fellow misunderstood me. I was being specific, and I guess I didn't say it right. Regio, or whatever his name is. But
Rhaego, yeah. Okay. The Tribuno, like all the noble families, they are untouchable. They are. Let us. Another way of saying this is.
I know they're untouchable. You don't have to tell me twice. I've had that conversation with a couple of people, and I'm just trying to work it out. I harbor no ill will for this fella, and in this moment, I feel like we have bigger fish to fry, as they might say. Back home.
Yes.
So, I guess what I was saying is that we use some of our folks to maybe round up people who weren't doing much of anything, offering them just a little bit of coin to be the eyes and ears of the knights of the watch, just in case some of our watch members decide to take up arms in Milan. So we get a bigger group, maybe some that are less trustworthy, but they're more trustworthy with a little bit of coin.
You want to conscript people?
Yes, I think that might be the thing. Is we make some deputies, and so it appears that the Night's Watch is getting larger in this time of war. Maybe we give them a little pin.
No, we cannot conscript people into the Night's Watch. We certainly cannot conscript people to... No. I'm more concerned with your safety at the moment. If the Tribuno are willing to destroy a building within Venice, you are not safe. You need to leave Venice.
I gather that much. It's not good for anybody's health in this moment. Are you suggesting that I get conscripted into the army and march on my own with my club?
We would only conscript at the time of invasion, and we wouldn't need to conscript because every Venetian would fight to the death to save Venice.
Oh, absolutely.
They just wouldn't fight to the death to save Florence or Bologna, unless there was a bit of money,
I understand.
But my advice is get out of Venice.
Well, I would like to one other small detail. I did think I did solve the saltwater case. That was the issue, and I don't think we ever talked about it. So I think that's over, and there's no more those being. We had some unsavory creatures in the lagoons, and we got rid of them the other day. And you shouldn't have any more nobles. Like large fish. Fish with sharp teeth.
Large fish.
Yeah, I got a bunch of twigs.
He takes a swig of his wine or whatever, and then he just gets the bottle, has another swig.
I think it was
Dorcas,
a series of sharks.
Just leave the city. Tell only a few people, those who you trust the most, that you are leaving. If you wish to join the Florentines to protect Bologna and Florence, go ahead. You have my best wishes, and I hope to see you again. But please give me some peace. Giant fish. What are you talking about, man? Yes. Tell your closest friends that you're leaving. And hopefully when you return, the tribunos will have forgotten you, and they'll have moved on to more petty, noble distractions.
All right, sir.
And hopefully Rhaego will have forgotten this conversation as well. He stands up, puts a fatherly hand on your shoulder, and says, "I hope to see you again."
I'll be seeing you. I guess I leave.
Okay. Marco, you're heading back from Enzio. Where do you go? You have a piece of paper with an address on it. The address is actually the Fondaco dei Turci. It is the large building where the courtesan parties take place. The Compagnia. Oh, so many names. You'd think I'd remember actually any of these names, but if they're in English, I might have a chance of remembering them.
The Compagnia del Calastanza.
Yep, that's the one. Yeah. So you've been to this place once, maybe twice before, but this is where all important dignitaries go, and it also happens to be where parties and meetings and so forth take place. When you get there, there are guards. Ask for your reason for being here.
I have a message for what's his name? Johannes.
Okay. They look at each other. Your address is
From the Medici family. Yeah, from the Medici family. And I'll go ahead.
As soon as you mention that, one of them goes, "Oh yes, so yes," and then you're brought in. Is that you travelled with Giovanni? Is this your first time in Venice?
No, I've been here for years.
Oh,
I helped stop the assassination of the Duke shortly before the election a couple of years ago.
Gonna roll for them?
It's not important.
One of them goes, yeah, that rings a bell. Yeah, 2 years ago. Yeah. But in the courtyard, it's almost as if you've stepped back into your fencing school. There is a gentleman, Ken, on the picture that I sent through to you earlier on, the 4 men on horseback. There is... Where's the picture? There you go. Wait till you bring it up. Yeah, guy on the left with the red hat. If you're able to zoom in on him, that is Johannes de Tizago. Yeah, he's not wearing his red hat. He's not wearing a red hat, but he's. Could I actually get, as you're approaching him, one of the guards calls out Johannes de Tizago. He then turns. Looks to them, looks to you. When you're looking at him, could I get an attention perception, either surveillance or recall? It's up to you.
Great. Uh, 18.
18. Okay. He's not Italian. If he's Italian, he's from a very distant part of Italy. He just has that. He's not bronze enough. He's quite pale for an Italian. He doesn't look like someone who was born and bred in the Mediterranean sun. But as he approaches, he looks to you, and when he speaks, he's got an impeccable Northern Italian accent. He's not from Venice, quite clear. Doesn't have that accent, but he's clearly an Italian accent. He's lived here for a long time. Where he was born, you would doubt that he was born in Italy. Certainly not Northern Italy. He looks you up and down, says, I recognise that. That insignia anywhere. Representative of Giovanni?
Yes, I am Marco de Medici. Giovanni is my cousin.
Right.
I'll shake his hand, reach my hand out to shake his...
Yep. Shakes your hand, and then with his other hand, grasps your elbow. So it's like a really firm, friendly handshake. Just quick join me. Let us talk over some drinks. Servant approaches. There's a bottle of wine, blah, blah, blah. Then sits you down. Says, well, Marco de Medici, how can I help?
Yeah. As I'm sure you're aware, the talks at the council didn't go very well between
I have just
Florence
arrived.
and Venice.
Talks about what? Sorry.
You know how councils like to talk and talk and talk, especially in times like these.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, Giovanni is looking for a meeting with you and the lady of Treviso.
The Lady of Fossetta.
Fossetta.
I will get her. He stands up. Heads to the doorway. He whistles, which is really unlord-like. A startled servant comes over and says, you can get Lady Fossetta, please. So it's quite important. I'm in contact with the Florentines, and it's almost his head's turned away from you, but you can tell he winks. He just has that kind of, but you can see it from the backs. But you can see the expression on the servant's face, who's just like, "What the hell are you talking about?" But hurries off. He turns around, and then he's got this very confident stride. Picks up the chair, turns it the other way around, and sits as if he's straddling it. Puts his elbows on the back of the chair and stares at you. He says nothing, he just stares.
Okay. I'll probably just start talking about wine. About his wine, whatever wine he has, where it came from, and whatever. Small talk.
Okay. Yeah, he talks and talks and talks. When you no doubt mentioned Sicilian wine, because I've never tried that before. The wines from the Naples on the west coast. Fantastic grape. Maybe not as good as the grape we get up here. He likes the sound of his own voice. At some point, Agneta walks in. She coughs. At that point, Johannes goes, "Oh, right, sorry." Stands up, turns his chair around, and he pulls a chair out for Agneta. She sits down. He says, Lady Agneta Fossetta, meet Marco Antonio de Medici. Did I get that right? He whispered.
Yes, he did.
Oh, cousin to Giovanni de Medici. Yes, I guessed that. Thank you. So, why are you here? What do you want to talk about?
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, my lady. My cousin would like to have a meeting with the two of you tonight. Good.
Both their eyes light up as they look at each other. It's just excellent. When? Where? Here would be ideal. This is a place adopted for the meeting of visitors of Venice.
I'm not as sure as Marco would be, because out of character. Would Giovanni feel safe there? Safe enough to come meet there?
The place has guards. It is the traditional place for foreign dignitaries to meet. to your knowledge, he's never been here, so it's the only place he would truly trust is your uncle's residence. But in your eyes, what threat would he face? All he needs is privacy.
We with him too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not worried. I just didn't know if he would be.
Yeah. No. Valid question.
Okay, so yes, we can do it here. We'll get a room. I'll let the steward know.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have
Johanna says, I will do that. You bring them here. I will have everything arranged. They stand up. She says, was there anything else?
I'll bring a bottle of that Sicilian wine with me.
She kind of looks a bit puzzled. Johannes grins and says, excellent. And then she kind of like rolls her eyes in a kind of boys will be boys kind of look. As you're walking out, you can hear her murmur to him and says, well, it looks like you will be marching to war after all then. And Johannes says, good. And you head out. Dorcas, you're effectively orphaned at the moment. Your father figure has said goodbye. Your house has been burnt down. The only place you could call a home is the De Medici residence, and
yeah, they let me in. I mean, that was real nice of them.
So you can say they've. Oh, hello.
Hey.
Sounds kind of a bit strange there.
Oh, yeah. I was just going to say I would head over to see my mentor, tell him I'm going to leave town for a bit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It is unfortunate, but going to war against the Viper. All I can do is wish you well. I'm ill-suited on a battlefield. There isn't, other than to patch the wounded. There is very little I could do on a battlefield.
Yeah, that's
I hope
part
to
of
see
the
you
reason.
return.
Yeah, that's part of the reason I was coming to you. It seems like the Duke of Milan, he's moving real fast. I'm not an expert at any of this, but it seems like they got some forces beyond what they used to have. And I was just wondering if you had any supplies that or like if you could teach me anything about doing medical stuff on the field for my fallen comrades. If you had any knowledge of that.
I have a lifetime's worth of knowledge, but not enough time to teach you anything. However, you do pose a good question. Let us have a look. Let us see. He starts. He turns away from you. He looks to his shelves. There are jars and books and scrolls and scraps, bits of paper. Large jars, small jars. Some jars are just little vials with Latin words written on the labels. Others have pickled body parts like liver, part of an intestine, heart. Is that a fetus in a bottle? You're not sure. The more you look at it, the more grotesque it becomes. Because obviously this guy, he's a doctor in a time where they're still discovering how the body parts work, and yeah, it's quite gruesome. There was nothing here that I could give you that would help you in any way. smelling salts, but nothing that would, I don't know, help you in the battlefield, unfortunately. All I can tell you is what I know about the Viper. His nickname is more than his nickname. The heraldry of Milan is a Viper. That is his soul. Beware of snakes.
Okay.
And I wish you a safe journey and a speedy return.
I will do my darndest.
He doesn't give you the fatherly pat on the shoulder. He just turns and goes back to what he was doing when you entered. So, you, Marco, you head back to your uncle's residence. Dorcas, where do you head? Do you head back to the fencing school?
I'll go to the school.
Go to the school? Okay. When you get there, there is a couple of the fencing teachers or members of the club, like the founding members of the club. They're there. They haven't seen Marco, but you can see that there's about 40 to 50 people.
Yeah.
They're wearing bits and pieces. There's not like full sets of armor. There's like someone might have a metal cap, another person might have like a chain shirt that's broken at the bottom. Other people might have studded leather greaves, or it's a hodgepodge. These people are volunteering themselves, and they are bringing whatever resources that they've got. And at the same time, the school and its benefactors are providing these people with whatever resources they can get their hold of. Swords, shields, bows, arrows, that sort of thing.
I'll see if anybody wants to scrimmage, play fight.
Oh, okay. Right. No, that's fine. One of them steps forwards and says, well, choose your weapon. And there is a weapons rack. He picks up a mace.
Yeah. I feel like I only have a club. So something club-like.
He tosses you his mace.
Yeah.
And he goes and picks up another mace. So,
okay. Is it a mace kind of work like a club?
Oh yes, yeah. Okay. So, on your character sheet, if you want to record the following stats,
sure.
I'm presuming you'd be effectively you're enlisting in Marco's little company. Yeah. Okay. So you can have a mace for free.
Nice.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah. Make sure you get a receipt for it.
You got to sign for it.
Yeah. He wants it back in one piece. So, oh my. Okay. So, a mace, it's +0 initiative, +5 precision,
okay,
+4 wounds, encumbrance is 1, and it's bashing. So if you've got any bashing combat maneuvers, you can use them with this mace. What he will do though is, because obviously this, unlike your club, this inflicts wounds, this could kill a man. These maces have thick leather wrapped around it.
Mm-hmm.
So the spikes are effectively dulled, and the metal impact is also dulled. So what I'm going to say is that these will do 4 trauma. Okay.
Okay.
So he kind of rolls his shoulders, gets himself ready. There's like a little fighting area. There's like squares drawn in the sand across all of the courtyard. And he nods to you, waits until you're ready,
Yeah, I'm ready.
and then goes at it. Okay. So, what is your initiative? So that is your.
My initiative.
Oh, this guy's. Yeah. So that would be your
I have a pretty good initiative.
attention.
Yeah.
If you have any medium or heavy armor, that might reduce your initiative.
Yeah, I have a helm, and I have some bracers, and a chain shirt.
Chain shirt. So
But none of them harm my initiative. Where is initiative on the character sheet?
no, that's fine. Yep, chain shirt doesn't affect your initiative. Nope, that's okay. Right. Your initiative. So what's your initiative? What's your attention?
Attention is 4.
4. Bloody hell.
4.
Not the dice pool, but the actual stat. Yeah.
Yeah, 2. Well, I have an attention of 2.
Yeah. So that's your
dice
initiative.
Pool is 4.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. So your initiative is your rank
Right.
in an attention rather than your dice pool. So he's on 3. You're on 2.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He goes first. So he's gonna give him 6 dice, and he'll keep 3. He looks to you. You nod, and just as you're kind of telling him, "Yep, you're ready," he just goes
like
to
he
swing.
goes for it. Yeah.
Yeah, he really goes for it. Yeah.
Can I do a
Yep.
combat maneuver?
So he's got
it's
the
not
initiative,
yet.
so he goes
Okay.
first.
Sure.
You can declare your defense. So
I'm gonna
just
parry.
as in the social. Yeah. So with combat, how it was changed slightly is you can double up your defense. So if you've got dodge and a parry, you can add your defenses together, but you can only use each defense once per round. So if he's only got 1 attack and you use both defenses, it's unlikely that he'll hit. And at the same time, you can use your environment around you to increase your defense by up to plus to minus 15, because it reduces. So he's going to attack you. You declare your defense. What is your defense going to be? You're going to parry. Are you going to also dodge, or just parry?
Yeah, I can dodge and parry.
Okay. Right. He rolls. Oh.
Just kind of jump out of the way, and then push the little thing. Get them all
Okay.
caught up.
You're parrying and dodging. Add another 5 to your defense from your. He goes in really quickly. You react really quickly as well, so you leap back. What is your defense?
Minus 35.
He swings and misses you by about a foot.
And I want to do a combat maneuver called, what is it? Riposte? Riposte?
Yep. So that's
So if he
counterattack. So you.
misses- That means that I can do a
You get an attack. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the how it works exactly for riposte of counterattacks with melee weapons is that you have to successfully parry. So if you dodge, just if you just dodged,
Yeah.
you wouldn't be able to counter parry. But because you used your weapon, because you parried, you used parry in your defense, you can then counterattack. So make your roll. You've already had 1 action, so your dice pool is reduced by 1.
Right. So that is the action, dodging and right.
So yeah.
So it's bashing a
It's under melee,
Brawn?
so it would be. So no, it's control.
No control?
So
Okay.
you roll your control.
Gotcha.
Keep your melee. Add your bashing.
All right. So
Oh, actually, no, wait. Sorry, my mistake. Because it's a counter attack and it's kind of a reaction rather than a learned
right.
movement. You use acumen for your dice pool.
Acumen.
Acumen, yeah. It's
Okay.
under memory, one of the
Gotcha.
intellect. So you use that dice pool -1.
Gotcha. All right. And do I add anything to it? Like,
Do you have any? Well, you have +5 from your mace.
right? The mace. Is it
and do you
athletics
have-
or is it agility or? I have bashing.
So no. So you roll acumen, keep a number
Yeah.
of dice equal to melee, and you add
the
whatever value
bashing.
you have next to bashing, and then you add +5.
Okay, so I have 3 melee.
So you keep 3 dice. How many ranks have you got in bashing?
2.
2. So you're adding +10, +15 in total because of the mace.
So keep 3. If I roll 10s, what is that?
If you
Do
roll
I
a
keep
10,
it in-
you keep that. You keep it, and it doesn't count towards the 3 that you can keep.
Okay. So that is 5. 45.
Oh Jesus! Right. Okay. He tried to parry. He only uses 1 defense. He wasn't expecting this counter attack, so he goes to parry. His parry only knocks off 10, so you hit him for 35.
And I have
So
the combat maneuver bashing, so he's dazed because I think that's an outstanding hit.
It would have been if he hadn't of, but it was close. Hold on, I'm just
close.
gonna check. It was
It's
really
30
close.
Something. 35.
Yeah. So if you'd gotten another 5, that bashing would have. Yeah. Okay. Right. So you've hit him for an outcome of 3. It's 4 trauma. Plus, what's your speed?
My speed is 4 dice pool, so it's a 2. I have a speed of 2.
2. So right. He's gonna get mullet here. Right. You've done 8 wounds to him. No, 8 trauma. No, actually, no, it's even more. So your speed, your base damage is effectively your speed plus the weapon. So that's 6. You've got
6.
an outstanding success, so you add 7 trauma. So you've done 13 trauma to him.
Was it an outstanding success? I thought it was just under outstanding. It's whatever that. The 1 less.
No, I think you've.
35
Hold on.
is
35. No, that is the outstanding success. I think you've dazed him as well.
okay. Yeah, and he's dazed.
And he's dazed. Right. Okay, so you've done 13 trauma to him. So on his health, he's not been taken down to a -1 yet, but you knock the stuffings out of him. That was your counter attack. Now it's your action.
Right. Well, I'm gonna hit it.
Yep. So this time you roll your control dice, and
Okay.
your dice pool for control, and you take 2 off because that's the onslaught. So your first action, your first onslaught was your defense, then your counter attack. So this is your third action. So your third action loses 2 dice from it.
Got it.
And he's going to try and parry.
Okay.
So, no, he's dodging this time.
Is that's a lot less. So it is. Do I just keep 3 dice? Is that correct?
Yep. Yeah. Always keep 10s. Keep 3 of the other dice. Yeah.
Right. So that's 17 and 4 is 21 plus bashing is 10. So 31. Unless I get any bonuses from him being dazed.
Have you? No, dazed. What dazed does is it hits him. It affects him rather than increases you. Right. Take off 10 from that.
Mm-hmm. So 21.
So that's 21. Okay. He is now. He takes. I think it's +3. Sorry, I don't. Once I get the book printed and have it in front of me, this will be so much quicker. So apologies. So this does an extra 5 trauma. So this time it's 11. You hit him again with the mace. Again, you hit him hard so much that he actually falls over. You're hitting him like in the chest, in the shoulder, that sort of thing. Sure. Next round, he's been dazed twice, so his initiative drops by 2. So you go first.
I thought that was my turn. Does he not get to go? So
No. So he has 1 attack. And other combat maneuvers.
Right.
So he attacked, you counter-attacked, and then you had your attack.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, so it's a new round. This is the first.
Yeah, this is a new round. So that was round 1.
I guess I'm gonna bash him again, and I'm gonna look at him. It's like, you good, buddy?
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna hit him. Do I lose another dice?
No. It's new round, so everything is reset.
Okay.
So you got all your you get all your defenses back. Your onslaught penalty is reduced to 0.
No, that was
because he's dazed. His onslaught penalty is -2.
That was the worst roll I've ever made. The worst.
Because otherwise you'd embarrass the guy.
The worst.
He's not taking any risks. He is parrying and dodging.
Yeah.
So what did you get?
Well, basically I keep 3 dice. Is that correct?
So always keep 10s. Always discard 1s.
I didn't roll any 10s.
And then, did you roll any 1s?
No.
Okay. Yeah. Just keep 3 dice then.
21 is.
Right. Okay. You. Maybe it was beginner's luck. When you go to hit him again, he puts up his mace.
Yeah.
And steps back, and the maces just clatter off each other.
Right.
And then he goes. Then he counter-attacks. So he'll roll his acumen.
Yeah.
He's on -2 from dazed, -1 from defending. So he's rolling 3 dice.
Yeah.
On his counter-attack.
I'm gonna parry, but I'm gonna be like, "Are you sure?"
Are you parrying and dodging, or are you just applying
No, I'm just
your
gonna parry. I'm just gonna parry.
All right. Okay. What's your parry?
15.
15. Right. He swings. You just kind of clatter, and just he's dazed, fades away, but you just hit the mace out of its swing. Still in his hand, but he just hits thin air.
I'm gonna repost again. Can I do that?
Okay. Yeah. So you're -2 dice because
Minus
you
2 dice.
acted and you
Yeah.
defended. So
Gotcha.
-2 dice, and it's your acumen.
Yeah.
Oh, he has no defense.
So keep 3 dice, and that would be 18, 26, 30, 36.
Right. He's used up all his defenses. You hit him for 3. He's dazed, so he loses 1 initiative. He loses 1 onslaught. He takes another 11 points damage. That knocks him down to -1. Okay. He, at this point, he stumbles slightly, doesn't fall to his knees, but his back leg is bent. And it's at this point, everyone who was watching in amazement at your jumping back, counter attack, hit him again. They turn from almost whooping you on to, "Whoa, stop! And they have to hold this guy back. It's almost not to keep you safe, but almost kind of protect his dignity. As in, like, stay back, you've done enough, that's alright. And he...
You okay, buddy?
He resigns and says, No, thank you. I might need more than a massage.
I can do some triage on you. You got any scrapes or wounds?
One of the guys says, "Well, so long as you're not doing triage with that piece of metal, I think you'll be fine." That's fine.
I'm also a field medic.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Do you often have to operate on the people that you've injured?
I don't know. What do you think? Look at me.
They help this guy to his seat, and they all flock around you, clapping you on the shoulder. That was where did you learn to use a mace like that? I've never seen anyone move so quickly. He's quick.
I never.
That was amazing.
I never used the mace before. It seems pretty nice. I usually just use the club from the night watch.
One of them says, "Beginner's luck." Another one says, "You've been holding yourself back." But they all generally agree that they want you on their side when they march against Milan. And then the rest of the evening is them getting to know you, you getting to know them, all the dirty little stories, secrets, etc. about Marco, yada yada yada. And that settles you out for the rest of the evening. Marco, you head back, meet your uncle. Epiphania's there. Giovanni's there. They're eager to hear from you. Good news, I hope, says Giovanni.
Yeah. I'm glad you got some rest. You're looking much better than when I saw you earlier. I don't have the best news, but I do have good news.
Give us the not so good news then.
Enzio isn't going to be able to meet with you. However, I did get us a meeting with Johannes and the Lady Fossetta. And from what I understand, they are the reason Venice wants so much payment from you. They're looking to reinforce or fortify Treviso and was it Padua?
Yeah, Padua. Yeah, Padua. Not entirely sure how you pronounce that, but I always keep thinking of Star Wars when I say Padua.
That's what I thought too. So they were looking to fortify those towns, and I think that endeavor was what the excess money was for. I'm sure Venice was going to scrape a little off the top, but I think if we
Giovanni nods and says they'll be lucky in these northern territories to get a single penny from these funds, but carry on.
Well, that's what I heard. I mean, this is what the meeting tonight is for.
Yep.
And we'll meet them over at the Fondacore de Churchy. All right.
Excellent place. Yes. Yep. It is an ideal place, says Epiphania. I performed there many a time. I have, similarly to you, Marco, been unable to obtain the presence of Marina. However, she is sending another member of her family, a gentleman by the name of Matteo, to represent her interests.
Matteo, yes, I know Matteo. He was there the night that we stopped the assassination.
Okay, excellent. Well, if we are talking with people that we can entirely trust, then the advantages in our court. Excellent. Shall we go? We can discuss more on the way.
Sure.
Okay.
Let me grab a few bottles of that Sicilian wine.
Yep, no problem. So you got like an hour. Your uncle's quite interested. Was there anything else mentioned? I mean, you're not. You told me a few days ago that you're not going to war. That's right. Yes. Please tell me. You told me that you would not go to war.
I told you not to worry, that I would be safe.
Okay. You are your own man. I'm not your father, and you are more than capable of handling yourself. Just, if it comes down to it, do not engage the Viper or any of his household.
Okay. I will. I appreciate your warning and your concern. This is how I see it, Uncle. I'll give him one of those heart to heart.
Yeah.
We've been in this town for many years, and of all the moves we've made, we've gone nowhere closer to joining our families with any of the local families here. If I'm going to win the hand of one of the daughters of the local family, I'll need to prove that I'm willing to put myself on the line for Venice itself.
Okay. No, I fully understand. It's just I've already lost a brother. I don't want to lose a nephew to the Viper.
I'll do my best to see that does not happen.
Okay. You all head into the carriage. You travel there. Giovanni leans into you and says, "Did Enzio have any particular message for me?"
Only that he can't meet with you until Florence is willing to offer more than scant resources. That you can't count on the full might of Venice to fall in Milan like it did last time.
Did he? Did he mention anything about a dream?
A dream? No.
Wonder what he's playing at. I was told to be wary of Monogario. What is he playing? He sits back and he's lost in his quiet thoughts for the rest of the journey. You get to Mercado de Tecci. You're ushered in, and there is the meeting between yourself, your uncle, Giovanni, Epiphania on one side. On the other, on the second side, there is Matteo, and on the third and final side, there is Agneta Fossetti, Johannes Tezago, and another gentleman who none of you had seen before. He introduced himself as the Lord of Padua. His full name is... Francesco Novello da Carrara. Marco, you know the name Carrara. It is the noble family that rules Padua. But you've heard the name of Carola before. Enzio mentioned it earlier, but you've heard her name in the past when you've been kind of getting to know her with the who's the who within the secret courts of Venice. And Carola Carrara is a name that everyone speaks with the utmost respect. She seems to be quite a formidable force on the battlefield, which is really strange because women do not fight on the battlefield. But there's murmurs of her being undefeated on the battlefield. Some have mentioned that she's called the Gauntlet of Antenor. No one has ever mentioned to you who or what Antenor is. But he is of the same family as Carola. He sits down, everyone says hello to him, people bow to him. He's kind of like the highest rank within. He is effectively the Doge of Padua. Everyone is surprised that he's here. No one knows that he'd actually arrived in the city. He says very little, if anything, during the conversation that follows. Everyone all introduces themselves. Matteo says hello, but unfortunately, I might, if Bill ever gets a chance to get in, this is his hook. I can catch him up at another point. He says he represents the interests of the Galena family. You are asked to declare who you represent the interests of.
The De Medici family.
And then Giovanni says, but also the Correr family. Enzio, you represent what Enzio's interests here?
Yeah, I can, yes. Yeah.
Good. So what you say will be automatically vouched for by Enzio. And the same is said to Matteo. Matteo says, yep, everything I say can be vouched for by Marina Galena. Agneta says she represents the interests of Treviso, her husband, the Lord of Treviso. Everything that she says will be vouched for worthy of her or of her husband. Johannes to Zargo, he introduces himself as not representing anyone, but he wants a good fight. So, as long as the pay is good, the company will march on Milan, like the last time. That brings a smile from your cousin, and a smile from Epiphania. The talk then begins. Giovanni says, we offered the councils, the Grand Council of Venice, X amount of money. The amount that he mentions is an exorbitant price. It's more money than you've even thought of even possessing. You could probably buy a town or a small city for the amount that they've been offered, that they have offered Venice, and Venice has said no. They need an army of hundreds, if not 1,000, to reinforce Bologna. Bologna is the only front line that Florence has. Otherwise, it'll turn to siege warfare, and it will just be a matter of time for the Milanese would take over the city. Tizargo says, "Yeah, that's fine. I can't guarantee 1,000 men, maybe half that. But give me a quarter of that price, and the opportunity to take on this so-called Viper of Milan, and I'm your man." Giovanni then looks to you, Marco. Now, imagine like you had a oval-shaped table, and you and Matteo are sat together on 1/3. And Giovanni addresses both of you and says, however, we need supplies, weapons, food, safe journey, and so forth, but only Venice can provide that. Padua is too far away, my lord. I understand that if you could, you would, but your lands border Milan's territory, and if the Vipers sent off as a contingency, then Padua will be the next. And the Lord simply nods. Can you guarantee, this is to you, Marco, can you guarantee that Enzio will provide the necessary guns, the materials, the food to arm and feed the 500 men that Johannes will provide? In your head, being a banker and an accountant, you're talking about, if it was on a character sheet, be like resources 4. Oh, so estate 4. I think you got estate 3.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So you would have to sell everything, your uncle, the whole business, everything, and you might be able to afford that. But he asks you, is Enzio Correr willing to pay for this?
No, he's not.
Matteo then chirps up and says, if as Matteo says this, he looks pointedly at Epiphania and smiles in his way. The Galena family will pay for half if the Correr family pays the other half. And that's, so in mechanics terms, it's resources 3. Estate 3, estate 3. But he says the lady will require a favor, and Epiphania smiles and nods. She seems to know the undercurrent of that offer. She says, agreed. Venice must help us. Florence cannot fall. Bologna cannot fall. If we fall, the favor means nothing. Venice will fall next. Everyone then looks at you. And Giovanni repeats the condition. Can Monegario... Now, as soon as he says that, there's the kind of like a shift, because he's using a different name. Can Monegario guarantee that he will pay for the other half of what's requested? Everyone is looking at you, Marco.
Okay, let's jump out of character for a second.
Yep.
Because I'm confused. I thought Enzio was trying to get Giovanni to pay.
No, sorry. So, well, that is kind of true if they're going to pay for Venice, for the army. So effectively what Venice has been saying is, we'll give you 1,000 men, everything, you pay for it. But in a weird and strange turn of events, Tazago has said, I can give you half that number now, and it'll cost you nothing, but you pay for everything else. There's something else going on that Epiphania and Giovanni knows. This shouldn't make any sense. It's almost as if everything's has been flipped over. Who is now paying who? All you can remember was he would pay them whatever he asked for when he in his last sentence towards you.
Okay. Yeah, the Correr family agrees. Half.
At that point, Johannes stands up, bangs the table, and says, "Excellent. When do we leave?" Epiphania says, "Well, hold on. We need to get the men equipped, armed, and so forth. That will take many days." Tazago says, "Probably won't take that long. Don't worry, I can get some of the resources. You just get me the money, and we'll sort this out." Epiphania stands up, and everyone kind of follows suit, and people kind of drift away from the table. Matteo has a private conversation with Epiphania, and they head off. Giovanni heads over to you. Now, in character, are you as confused as you are out of character?
Yeah, probably not quite as much, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. He leaves your uncle, because he's been sat there just as confused as you are, and brings you over to one side and says, right, the Medici have already paid the price. If Monegario has not told you the full details, has not mentioned the dream, then I can only tell you scant parts of it. Effectively, he has a vision, I have a vision, and our visions are in line with each other. However, his vision is far older, far more powerful than mine, and unfortunately, it seems that for the time being, I must offer up my dream to him to save Florence. Without Florence, my dream would fall anyway. But yeah. I have this alliance, this what we've spoken about in clouded words is the selling of a dream. Maybe one day you will understand. Hopefully, you'll not have to be in the same predicament. But the dream of a family, the dream of a future, what price can you put on it? And it seems, as far as Enzio is concerned, the price of a dream of a family is an entire city. So, I pay the price. But he needs to contribute in the base form. Be wary of Monegario. He is ancient. Be careful you do not tread on his dream. He then looks at you again and says, I understand. Oh, hello, Herb. Hello. How you doing? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Down. Oh, God.
You got the Duke of Milan after you.
Yeah. Funny. What was I saying? Yeah. He then looks at you and says, I understand from what your uncle spoke to me about today is that I understand that you and Monegario are close. Oh, he's gone.
All right. My daughter was leaving. I had to say goodbye.
Nope, that's fine. Right, okay. I understand that you and he are now close. That maybe an agreement has been reached between the two of you.
Well, I have a dream of my own, and he's showing me how to use it, teaching me about it. If he's as ancient as you say, it sounds like I have a good mentor.
Monegario cares only about one person, and that is Monegario. If you have a dream, he will sell it. Or he will force you to sell it, just as he is forcing me to sell my dream to save my city. Be careful. Do not trust him. Anyway, many would call him the devil. And I don't think they were too far off.
Okay.
You mingle a bit more in that group. Is there anyone in particular that you want to talk to? You have the Lord of Padua, you've got the wife of the Lord of Treviso, you've got Johannes de Tezago, your uncle Matteo, Epiphania, and Giovanni. Any of those that you want to talk to?
Yeah, I'll talk to Giovanni. I want to talk to Giovanni a little more about.
Yep. Sorry. One second. The dog needs to go out.
We could just take a short break.
Yeah.
If that feels good.
Oh yeah, that's probably a good idea.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll be back in just a few minutes. Stay tuned. Just kidding. We're back.
Are we okay?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
We're gonna take a short break, but I you know, I think we've got how long are we going today?
An hour and a half till 11. Is another hour and a half okay with you two?
I have a thing at 6 I gotta go to. So that's in an hour and a half. So I should probably wrap up in the next 45, maybe.
Okay.
Is that cool?
45. Yep. That'll be enough.
That's about where I'm at.
Yep. We can try and get you guys on the road and shoot off. Brilliant. Okay. Right. Giovanni, what you speak with Giovanni? What do you want to ask him?
I want to ask him if he could fund my own company of 100 men.
Whatever men we've found, they are already in service to Florence and Bologna. We've been mustering the people on the mountainside.
I have people
we are
here.
in.
I just need to fund them to march.
Okay.
And or maybe a boat. I don't know the map, like where everything is, but if we need to charter a boat there.
Okay. Johannes kind of overhears you two talking about the company. He explains, if you need funding, Enzio will pay for it. You can.
Okay.
I will be arranging boats to go down the coast and then up the River Po. We should get off. We'll disembark around about Ferrara. Head off from Ferrara, then head south, like southwest towards Bologna. Get there in time. Meet the Duke. Home for tea. But if you need funding, you've got the fattest cow in all of Venice. You milk that cow dry. Enzio, whatever's going on between, and he looks to Giovanni, whatever you and him have got between yous, so be it. But my friend, Marco, milk that cow. Might be the only time you get a chance to do so. But I can easily arrange boats, maybe 2-3 boats. And I've only got a couple of hundred with me, but don't worry. Between you and myself, he pats you on the shoulder, Marco, we can easily make that extra 500. Easy. He then spies a bottle of Sicilian wine and heads off and does some more drinking. Giovanni, it's the first time you've seen him smile is when he's listening to Johannes. He says, looks like if you can get this boat, we'll travel with you.
Okay.
So, meeting comes to an end, everyone all heads off. Agneta heads over to you and says, I appreciate everything that you've done for this city, saving the Doge 2 years ago, what you are doing now. You are a foreigner, but you are willing to invest in Venice. and not exploit it. And so for that reason, you have my thanks, and you have the thanks of my husband, the Lord of Treviso, and by extension, the Lord of Padua. However, for us two, you must understand that this is Plan B. We will not get the funding for our wall. Not like this. We will get it somewhere else. But if Tezago is as good as he thinks he is, we may not need these walls. However, I appreciate it may be a bit of a imposition considering what seems to be going on with you and your cousin and Enzio. Who is this Monogario? But it's enough. It's a name I'm not familiar with, but so many things go on in Venice that I am unfamiliar with. However, it may seem like an imposition, but once this is over, can I call upon your services for a task of great delicacy? I cannot trust anyone in Venice for this task. You are ideal. You are outsider, and you seem to be courageous and noble of heart. Could I have your service once this conflict is over?
Without knowing the details of what you'd require, I can't make that promise. But I can promise you that I will certainly meet with you.
That is all I need. I thank you so much. Okay. Meeting ends. Next day, Dorcas, you're woken up. You might have a hangover. You may not have a hangover, depending on how well you wanted to celebrate your initiation into the fencing school. Or
yeah, Dorcas doesn't really drink. I think Dorcas would have been concerned about that guy that he handed his ass to him a little bit, and would have checked in on him and said, "You did a real good job, sir." and
he says.
You did better than most people do. Nobody takes 3 hits from me.
Oh, good God. that is some comfort. Word gets out to the fencing school that they're leaving. They're leaving later on that evening. Everyone gets all this stuff. Everything's been all packed up. Blah, 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 blah. Marco, you get up early. Your uncle says to you, I think you better speak to Enzio, and if you can, get the funds so that, or the promissory note for De Tezago, because De Tezago's outside the door and is wanting the money now. I've never seen a man so, yeah. Does he sleep? I'm not sure.
He's very eager to attack the Duke of Milan. But I'm on my way there first thing.
Yeah. Okay. You head out. Giovanni's heading out. Everyone. The talk is that De Tezago is heading out this evening, or tonight. You head to Enzio. Enzio lets you in. He's a bit cautious. He regards you with through narrowed eyes and says, "Come on in. How did it go? You didn't sell Venice away, did you?"
No.
We haven't committed ourselves to the destruction of the Holy Roman Empire? No? Good.
Not exactly.
Good. For our personal and private enterprise for this saving of Venice and Florence, of Florence and Bologna. How much is the Bank of de Medici requesting?
Enough for 1,000 men.
Excellent. Okay. He heads off. Promissory notes are all signed up. He hands you resources 3 in your hand. Probably enough to double your and your uncle's entire estate. Was there anything else spoken? Did Giovanni have any advice to you?
He did, actually. He told me the price that he paid. And it's honestly worth infinitely more than 1,000 men.
How much do you trust your cousin?
Well, his family. I trust him a great deal.
My advice, never trust your family.
Been hearing a lot of people tell me not to trust people lately.
That is some very, very good advice. Trust your gut. That's all we can do. However, I am old, he is young, and he runs he's built up a small empire, financial empire, within a matter of years. Took over his father's failing business, his enterprise, and turned it like that. He doesn't do that by being trustworthy. But I will not ask you what horrible things he has said about me. They're probably true, but yeah. I also understand that Marina is also paying for the other half.
Yes, yes.
Keep, if you can, well, she can look after herself, but if you can, keep Epiphania alive. She's a lady, she has no place on the battlefield, but she will want to travel with the men. She will wish to be there to see the defeat of the Viper. But I will let you go. There is the funding you have. You now trade in my very name.
All right.
The name of my family. Okay, so you head off, you get your funding. Don't know how he's done it, but the Tizago has got his army. He's got about 200 people, including yourself, Marco, yourself, Dorcas, and the 40 to 50 people that you've got. You are still about 300 people short. If anyone raises this to his attention, says, oh yeah, I know the numbers, but we'll get them on the river. It's fine. Everyone along this river wants to kill the Duke, because he raped and pillaged his way across these lands a decade ago, and they don't want to see it happen again. Don't you worry about the numbers. We can muster the river poor. Raise an
They're
army,
all
and we will.
fishermen and farmers.
When people kind of like leans in and says, well, Giovanni didn't ask for 500 professional soldiers now, did he? We just need men with arms, and we will get there. I'm not trying to say that I'm cutting a fast one here. Trust me. When you know that the livelihood of you, your children, your wife, your daughters, your uncles, you will fight 3 times harder than a man who's just simply been paid to turn up on a battlefield. Who would you rather have beside you? Someone who would turn sword at a better price, or someone who would sacrifice their life to keep you and the man on your other side alive? I'm only after the spirit of people. It is the spirit of people that wins war, especially when both sides of the conflict are all sellswords. Trust me, I know the soldiers the Duke has, and they're just there for the money.
Does it
You don't
sound
seem
like
convinced? Okay.
Does it sound like he might be a severed soul as well, and able to use his powers to make everybody else fight better? Is that what I'm getting?
It's up to you. Entirely up to you. He's just overflowing with confidence. But so also Matteo is with you. How long have we got? 10, 15 minutes? Ken? How long have we got? About 10, 15 minutes?
About 30 minutes.
30.
30 minutes. All right, okay, cool. So, you get onto the boat. Oh, there's 3 boats in total. There's like 70 on each boat.
Are we still
plenty of space for more?
Are we still? Should Marcus and I talk before?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead. No, that's fine. I wasn't sure how long we had. So,
Marco.
you're still in Venice then. Go ahead.
Marco, how'd you do?
Oh, we did good. We got fully funded for more than we.
Well, that's good to know.
More than we have men for.
You got enough people? You got all the people you need? Do you need any more people? You got all the people and the infrastructure and all those things?
Johannes says we will pick up people on the way.
Well,
putting a lot of faith in him, but
I don't. What? It sounds like you don't have enough people.
Not with us currently, no.
Well,
we'll have the crew from here for sure.
I might get reprimanded for this, but
I was waiting for this.
But I was just kind of thinking. I know a lot of the local watch folks. They're kind of gunning for war a little bit. They kind of want to go on an adventure. They want to protect the city and they want to fight for Venice. But the local powers that be are kind of wanting to protect theirs own first, and I don't know if that's the smartest idea or not. I'd love to get on this boat with you, but if we don't have the numbers, if we're destined to lose, I don't like those odds too much. I might know a few people who could help us maybe wrangle a few if we do it on the DL, maybe a few hundred or so. Maybe not that many, maybe 100 watch people, maybe not, depending on where we're at.
Well, I'll tell you this. I can't I can't advocate for the City Watch leaving their posts. But I'm also not one to deny a man the vengeance he needs to protect his city.
Well,
so if they show up and get on a boat, well, then they ride with us.
Say if we got funding for this, I know at least 2, and maybe we could get a few more if we just take a little effort. And funding, of course, we would need funding.
Right. Okay. You have a day, then, really, and well, lots of limitless resources, but you've got at least Monegario and Marinas have written out lots and lots of promissory notes. So you guys have got lots of funding. If you want to head out and start recruiting people.
Well, I would just go to 2 people. I would go to Luigi and Alfredo, and I would say, you got to keep this kind of hush, fellas, but maybe
you're leaving for war, aren't you?
Huh? Yeah, I'm going to war.
You're leaving for war, aren't you?
We got to protect our investment in Venice. You know, we got to protect our city, and I know some of.
Yeah, no, Docus. We've been waiting. We've been waiting for 2 days for you to come and tell us. I mean, you vanished. I know your place bent down, but you just up and vanished. Yes, and then they kind of like one of them heads off, and about 30 minutes later, all of your followers, there's like 10, 15 people that work with you in the San Polo Sicieri and 1 or 2 of the other Sicieries. They say, yeah, right, if you go to war, we go to war. Oh,
well, all right, thank you very much. Let's go to war. Everybody call in sick, right?
Hold on, before our conversation was over, I did want to mention or ask you, do you think it's possible that your friend Aguina, is it possible for you to talk to her and maybe speed up the ships? You think she could do something like that?
Well, I only have a favor or 2 for that. Do you think that would make a difference in the scope of the war?
Out of character, it would take you about a week to find her.
Oh, okay.
A week to get there, and then a week to get back.
I would probably say, you know, she doesn't come right away. You got to kind of wait for her. Okay. She got to put on her skin. Okay. She got to put on her face. She got to get cleaned up.
Literally, and a body. Yeah.
She needs a body.
Okay, so
if you.
One last thing. I
numbers
just want to
wise,
stop.
then. Oh.
I just want to stop by Federico Fuscari. The guy that was friends with Giro also.
Yeah. Francesco Fuscari.
Francesco.
The lines. Yeah.
I assume we've kept some kind of relationship over the last 2 years, but I do want to stop by and ask him if he intends to go.
I'm part of a delegate to the Muslim Empire to the east. I can't. I'm stuck behind a desk. I would like to fight, but and he's been sincere. You can see he doesn't say it, but you can see the weight of responsibility from his parents from that time when you had dinner with them. You can feel he is just under so much pressure. For family comes first. You serve the family by doing what you're told, and you can tell he wants to go to war, but sorry my friend, I cannot.
Well, if you could spread the word to the others, Roberto, Giro, Iago, I'll name off a few other people that we know.
Yeah.
The ships are leaving first thing in the morning.
What ships?
Our ships.
We're not going to war, though. Why is...
Yeah.
You've got ships.
They're technically Johannes's ships, and my company will ride with him.
I know a few people who'd be quite interested in making a name for themselves. Whereabouts are these ships docked?
Oh, I'll give him the address wherever we're taking the stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So numbers wise, so Dorcas, there's you, and we'll say 15 other people. So you have a small company of about 15 people.
I also wanted to
all
talk
from
to
the City Watch.
Orazio
go ahead.
Sala, who owes me a favor. Is Orazio Sala at the Palace Guard? Is he out of jail?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I'm gonna encourage him to join us too. Does that make 16?
I can't. After everything that happened 2 years ago, no one trusts me anymore.
Well, I trust you. I trust you to come with us and fight
do you
for the
mention
city.
anything about money?
There is a little bit of money.
Doesn't put food on the table.
Yeah, no, there's a little money.
Yep, okay, I'll go.
If you know if any of your friends might want to come too.
Oh no.
And then I'll go to Marco. You know, there's one other fella that we should talk to, maybe to get a couple more troops, and that's our good buddy who owes us a couple of favors, Tommaso Mocenigo, for saving his life. He might give us some of his palace guard. What do you think?
Right. Can both of you make a acumen? This is good. Right. Acumen.
Charm.
Bureaucracy. Government.
Oh.
I don't think either of you have any of something. You have bureaucracy.
No. I've got a bureaucracy
if you do,
1.
Right. Okay. I'm going to give you +5 for the roll. So roll your acumen and bureaucracy. Well, roll acumen, keep bureaucracy, and if you've got anything in government, add that, and also add +5 to the roll.
Well, I don't have anything in bureaucracy, so that's not me.
Well, you can roll acumen. You can still roll acumen.
Just roll it.
You need 10s. Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. I got a grand total of 0 10s.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
I got an 18 total.
18 total. Okay. Right. Tommaso Mocenigo is really high up in the government. He would have no doubt have been involved in the conversations that told Giovanni and Epiphania to pay more. You get the impression that if you approached Mocenigo about the idea of we're mustering a small army out of Venice to go against the will of the Venetian government, because the government hasn't sanctioned this. This is a purely private enterprise that no one is going to admit to being in charge of. Does that make sense? It would you're not sure it would be prudent to then approach the Grand Council of Venice that private citizens of Venice is doing this. That doesn't necessarily stop you from doing it.
What do you think, Marco?
Do you
don't think we need it.
approach Tommaso?
I don't think we need to.
Yeah.
Well, I got my
That
little
could be very
contingent.
bad for the future. For our future.
Okay, that's what you think. You're the boss.
Right. So, numbers-wise, you've got Dorcas. You've got 16 men and yourself. Marco, you've got 45 people and yourself. In total, then, there is about 250 people. Just as the ship is about to leave, or the ships are about to leave, you see a group of cloaked and hooded figures smuggling themselves into the docks. And when they see that things are quietening down, because there's a lot of traffic leaving the city onto these boats, but none of the dock officials know what the hell is going on. It's just almost as if there's like an exodus of people from Venice. There's usually cargo that comes backwards and forwards, not people. So when the officials are like asking the questions, and people like Giovanni and Johannes is saying, "Oh no, it's just we're sending people out for contracts, blah 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 blah," the officials kind of like, right, okay, they're not convinced, but can't really ask any questions. There's a few nobles on there. It's not really their position. Just as those officials depart the scene, a group of about 6 nobles in cloaks scurry to the planks and then get on board. One of them pulls his hood back, and one of them's Matteo, and with him is 5 other people, all nobles, who are they're all friends of Foscaro. So you can add another 5 people to either your group, Marco, or to your group, Dorcas.
They probably wouldn't listen to me, so we should give them to
there's about
Marco.
So as the boats depart from Venice, you have reached the halfway point of the army. Boats sails down now. It's almost as soon as the sun rises. Members of what is now called the White Company start barking out orders. Everyone, including yourself, Dorcas, including yourself, Marco, Matteo, everyone, nobles, peasants, everyone is treated as equals, and you are all taught to fight. Not just by Johannes Zago, but by 8 of his captains, or the White Captains as they call themselves. Some of them have masks. Some of them are quite lean in their build. You're not sure if these men are strong enough to fight, to wear the armor that they're in, but they train for 8 hours every single day. And anyone who is not able to keep up with them, they're punished. And then the next day, starts all over again. As soon as De Tezago assumes the control of these 250 people, he's a completely different man. He is incredibly hard on everyone, including you two. highly disciplined, highly well trained are his white captains, and by the time you reach the river mouth or the river Po, everyone is utterly exhausted. You train for 8 hours. Those who want to prove themselves have to train for another 4 hours each day, and then you rest, and then you fall asleep exhausted. And then the same thing happens, and you have that for like a week and a half. Like your guys, you would train for a couple of hours each day, and you thought you were pretty good. This is on an entirely different level. And there's no charm, there's no smiles, there's none of the jokes or anything like that from Johannes de Tizago until the 14 hours of training for him and his captains finish. And then he'll have a drink and he'll have a private meetings. He'll eat with you, Dorcas, you, Marco, Matteo, Giovanni, all the key people that he considers to be key. None of the nobles are included. It's really strange. For the first time, Dorcas, you're considered to have a higher rank than the 5 nobles that joined Matteo. As far as de Tizago is concerned, you're a lieutenant. Dorcas, these nobles are just grunts. They're just soldiers. If you've got an order and they don't follow it, one of the white captains will flog them. So as far as he's concerned, everyone in his white company are equals, except the white captains themselves. So, you get to the River Po. The travelling then slows down because you're trying to get 4 ships down the river against the current. Many start rowing, others start using the sails to try and push themselves up the river, but the journey begins to slow down. And about day 13, day 14, de Tizago starts getting off the ship with you guys, and at each town and each village, he goes out and starts spreading the word that the White Company has returned. People in this area seem to know what the White Company is. And it seems to have been an army or company that fought against Milan 10 years ago. And soon as people start hearing the name, the White Company, men, fathers, old men, young men, all start reconsidering their lives. And in each town he picks up like 20, 30 people to join him. And these are all veterans from the last war. So they were peasants and farmers and fishermen from 10 years ago. They fought, they survived, and now they're more experienced. They're still picking up greenhorns, and you're really concerned. Marco, do you do anything with these concerns when you see people who don't even know how to hold a stick properly?
I'll do what I can to make sure that those people are the as much of the logistics as we're going to need. And you know, it's not my army, so it's not my monkeys.
Do you raise any concerns with de Tizago?
I do.
Man.
Yep, go ahead.
Marco wouldn't.
Well, can I read this guy? Is he an initiate at all?
You can't tell.
You can't tell. Well, maybe I would be dropping some hints.
He's
Not like just if I ever, see him at practice or whatever, just here and there, it's some strange stuff comes and goes sometimes. Do you ever see anything like that, sir?
Like what?
I don't know. It's just, are you a mystical man?
Oh no, I'm a God-fearing man.
Yeah. Well, I've been warned that the Duke of the Viper, what is his name? The Duke of Milan.
Gian Visconti.
Gian. I've been warned that he might use some underhanded tactics like poison and snakes, and we should be aware of snakes when we're fighting him.
Are you the one they call the Bull?
El Toro. They call me the El Toro.
Well, El Toro, I hear that when you find a nest of vipers slithering all across the ground, nothing scares them more than the trampling hooves of a bull. When the Duke and his slithering snakes arrive, I will make sure you're beside me for you to trample them.
I'll do my best, sir.
Good. I also hear you're very good with a mace.
I'm also good with the table. You just point me in the right direction. I'll carry that table. I'll run right through them.
I've always needed men like yourself. If this Duke of Milan is an evil man and he can control snakes or whatever superstitious nonsense is being spread about our enemy, would that turn you away?
No, sir.
Would you stand your ground or would you flee?
I would never been afraid of snakes. I just put my table right down on them, squish them good.
Good. All I can ask then is don't mention those stories to anyone.
Oh, okay, sir.
Nothing destroys an army quicker. Nothing destroys the morale of an army quicker than the lies your enemy plants in amongst your men. Where do you think these rumors of his evilness and his snakes or whatever bullshit, where do you think those stories come from?
Well, I don't for sure know. It's just something I heard about when we were at home.
The Duke. Yeah. Those are the lies your enemy uses to break the hearts of your own men. And I'm glad to see that he has not broken your heart, but please, there are men with weaker hearts than yourself. Do not mention these lies, and if you hear these lies being spread, tell them that the bull will trample these snakes.
I will.
Excellent. We will dine tonight. And then he heads off. As soon as he heads off, someone comes over to him. He's got something to do. He's always busy.
Sure.
He's constantly working. He probably works 20 hours a day. It's at least so it seems. I think we'll leave it there. So next session, we'll probably head straight into one of the threads. If Bill can make it, that might change things, but our character, you two, which sort of story would you prefer going on from here? There's two threads. One thread is warfare, and then a bit more warfare. And the other thread is a small murder mystery, and then warfare. I know this is a play test, and I want to play the combat system, but
I like a good little murder mystery.
I don't want to reward you.
Yeah. Yeah, I do too.
Right.
That-
Okay. Right. That's fine. That's fine.
I don't really
Right.
know what. Like Doc he's good at fighting like one person, but he's not a war person. Who knows? Who knows how that's gonna work out? But yeah, investigating a murder, that's like right where I am.
Right.
Yeah,
No
and I think-
problem. Right. No.
Like I said, you're play testing what you're writing, right? So I'm here to play all of it. Whatever
Sure.
you got.
Let's go for it.
Cool. No problem, man. No problem. Right. Well, guys, thank you very much. It was a bit of a slow one, but it's all about getting the story going. But hopefully, now that we have the story going, we can just keep with the momentum and then blitz through for the next 3 or 4 sessions, and then complete the first story of the Twin Vipers trilogy.
Sounds good.
Yeah, sounds good. Look forward to it.
Cool.
You've been watching
Brilliant.
the
Right.
Geeky Gamer podcast featuring Ken Miller and John. We do have a Patreon and a coffee. You know what those things are. And you do the same thing that I do. Probably, which is ignore that. All lowercase letters, Mr. Interrupt, bring us some music. Couchfire Media is production. Tuarible Productions, where are they? And thanks for tuning in. You guys have been awesome. See you next week.